Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Welcome if you're new here. My name is Brittany and today I have a new TWSBI pen that I'm going to be inking up and sharing with you. I do want to get it in my swatch book and I do want to get it in my TWSBI log, so I'll be doing that also. And then I'm just going to write on some sample paper, a sample line and some swirls, and give you guys an idea of the ink. Now this order is from Yoseka Stationery. It just arrived this morning. I've been running errands all morning. I have a lot more to do today, so please forgive me if I'm a little winded. I thought I could hop on here and do this real quick, so we're gonna get in here. Now, I put in an order for these beautiful new postcards that they had with this pen order because I love peonies. Peonies are my favorite flowers, and I just think that they're gorgeous. So I got one for myself, and then I have a postcard only pen pal out on the West Coast, and I got one for her. And then they just included a little stationery tidbit, a little survey feedback, and then those stickers that I've been including with my Hobonichi Techo. So I got one cherry blossom one and then a regular. So we'll be putting those in my journal later. Then a little note. Love it. Now I did see that Yoseka did come out with a new journal charm. I believe it's a collaboration with Superior Labor. And I'm thinking about possibly getting that for one of my traveler notebooks. I did also get a new traveler notebook. I got an olive regular size, and I've decided to use that for my Vietnam Coast virtual race that I'm kind of like in the middle of right now. So I'll just grab that real quick and show you guys, because I did get a patch from an Etsy seller and I've already put it on there. I did change out my elastic and then I customized it with some book corners that I had. I'm a bookmaker, and so I had some book brass corners. Then this is just a edge protector that I made from one of the smaller book corners. I took my pliers and broke it in half and then smoothed off the edge where it broke, and then I put it where the elastic would rest as kind of like an edge protector. You can buy those, but I just thought because it had this little kind of vine-ish or floral type decor that it matched the corners pretty nicely. So I got that patch, I put it on there with my leather glue, and then I have charms that are coming for the elastic. They're not here yet, but they have shipped. So I'll probably come on and talk a little bit more about that when I get it done. That, or I'll customize it with you. And then what other stationery? I did get another TWSBI that I'm not going to do in this video just because I don't have the ink for it yet. So that is a future video. But the rest of the Yoseka order is the ink that's going to go in this pen. I'm going to try to save this washi so I can keep it in my Hobonichi Techo journal. Might be able to get it off of here. There it goes. Nice. Okay. Just set that to a side there. So I went with the Robert Oster ink for this pen, Sinner's Weed. I think that's only my second bottle. The other one that I have is Aussie Liquid Gold. Maybe I have a third. I don't recall. Okay, so now for the pen. You could probably guess which pen it is based on the ink choice. It's the new TWSBI Matcha that was released May 28th. I put in a pre-order with Yoseka, and it just arrived this morning, like I said. Very excited. I was thinking about doing another update with this swatch book. On a previous pen video, I shared how one of the viewers commented how they kind of like organize and log their pens, and it kind of gave me an idea for how to change how I was doing mine. And I started to add which pen has the ink in it. And originally I was going to put my pen log in the back of this book, but then after reading that person's comment, it just made sense to me to add it right in with the bottle of ink. But now I'm thinking, in addition to doing that, I should also add a line below that that would have like the pen release date and then the date that I got it, just for comparisons purposes. So like, for example, this one was released May 28th and I got it more or less around that time. But some of my pens, like the one that's going to be in a future video, I've gotten it from a secondhand seller. I'm going to have to go back and research when that pen release date is. So what I've been doing to catalog that is I have an Excel spreadsheet, or actually it's a Word document with a table template on my computer, where I've been putting the release date, an image of the pen, the nib size, and other details into that table. And that's just how I've been tracking which pens I've been getting when, and then I have a little spot off to the right where I say where I got it from. And I thought, why not put that in here? I thought that that would be a nice way to have everything in one book rather than here, here, and on my laptop. So I think I'm going to start doing that. I don't think I'll do it on camera, but those are kind of my thoughts for how I can continue to update this book. It's gone through a couple changes already since I started it with you guys here on the channel. But when I started it, I did say I wanted it to be lived in and to be a great documentation of my process for my pen collection. So I definitely think that it represents that. Now, I did order this in the medium nib. So let's get this out. Ooh, look how pretty it is. So pretty. I love that. It actually, I know it's supposed to be matcha green, or it is matcha green. It's not supposed to be, it is. But it kind of looks like pea green to me. Like the vegetables, peas. Maybe it's a little lighter than that. Maybe more like a lima bean. It's probably too dark for a lima bean, but I don't know. For whatever reason, it's not screaming tea to me. It's screaming vegetables. So, all right, let's get our page turned here. And I am going to have to set up a new page. If this has shimmer or not. I'm just going to shake it to be safe. Won't hurt, right? I also have to do yard work this evening. Grass and weeding, so which is the main reason I got this ink. So my friend and I, my TWSBI twin, we were talking back and forth on text message and deciding, you know, do we want to get the same ink for this one, or do we want to like go on our own and get what we like? And have different ink choices, and so ultimately I'm pretty sure we went with different ink choices, but we were also talking about during that conversation how we both needed to get out into our yards and like do some maintenance with weeding and whatnot. And so while we might not have the same ink, this ink is still going to remind me of her because of our conversation with needing to weed our flowers. Okay, so this is Robert Oster Sinner's Weed and the new TWSBI Matcha green pen with a medium nib. So we're going to get all that down here. And then I will do my TWSBI log and then the samples. And we got that in a TWSBI Eco. Sorry for the traffic in the background too. It's kind of bad today. We have really beautiful weather today. So gorgeous. Like when I was out going to the nutrition place this morning, I kind of just wanted to stay outside and do like my walk at one of the parks, but figured if I'm doing yard work later, I don't really need to go to a park and walk. How do I do that? I do the nib next. Okay. Just trying to keep it uniform, although I'm pretty sure some of these are different. I've done them differently. So yeah, this will, every time I use this, it will remind me of my friend and our conversation about our flower gardens and natural tick repellents and everything. Which they are super bad in our area this year, ticks. And I'm not opposed to insects. Like, I don't have a problem with them. I am allergic to bees, but like, I don't swing at them or nothing. If you don't bother them, they don't bother you, right? I just, you know, live and let live. All the little critters, except ticks. I do not like them. And then, of course, because we have our little beagle Snoop, little Snoopy, I'm always worried about him, so I get him special shampoos and stuff. All right, there you go. It is a darker green, but I like it. I don't mind that it's darker. Normally, I try to get my inks to match as closely to the pen color as possible, but I'm not bothered by that. I think it looks pretty good. All right, I'm going to set this one aside, and then I'm going to log it in my TWSBI logbook. I kind of like this one too because I just got that Travelers Company Olive TN, and I'm thinking that it might be nice to do some journaling with this pen and that TN. All right, let's get this logged. Oh, I just love that shimmer and that Pelican's Golden Lapis blue that I did recently. I don't know if it's picking up, but man, is it beautiful. Anyways, back to the matcha. TWSBI Eco. Now see, I do it reverse in this book. I do the color first and then the nib. Oh well. And that ink is Robert Oster's Sinner's Weed. How appropriate that it came today too, whenever I've got to do lawn work, weeding and mowing the grass. Okay, so let me put this one, we'll put this one up here, and then let's put this stuff away, and I'll do those samples. We got our Tomoe River. We've got our 28 pound, and we have our 160 GSM. Put those in my usual order and let's get started. This is very smooth. I'm not feeling much scratch with it at all. I was thinking maybe I should do a video going through all of my TWSBIs and doing a little bit of a sample with them, and then documenting on that sample sheet which ones are scratchy versus which ones aren't. And then there's a pen show coming up in October where I live, and I'm thinking about attending, and maybe there'll be like a nib grinder there who can help me figure out what's going on with those ones. So I've been thinking about that, but I've never been to a pen show. So if anybody's watching who has any experience with that and who would like to share some advice about like a first-time pen show goer, I would really love to hear everything that you have to say. This one is going to be a smaller scale just because, you know, I live in the Midwest, so it's not going to be like the East or West Coast pen shows, I'm sure. But I think it would be a nice starter show. I really hope I get to go. Okay, so now I'm going on the 160 GSM. I should start writing this too, instead of just saying it. 28 pound copy paper. And then I'm going to put on here too, May 28, 2025. TWSBI Matcha. M nib. And I'll tell you why I'm going to start doing that, because I've decided to, when I'm done filming these new pen videos, just for memory's sake, I thought it would be fun to include these sample writings with my junk journals. And I will say that my junk journals are doing very well. I'm keeping up with them fantastically, which I'm very happy about. I don't see any issues with me not completing them by the end of the year, which I'm super happy about. And if I do accomplish that goal, that will be 4 years worth of journaling that I will have done in 2025. So I'm very excited about that. But yeah, I've been putting these in my junk journals just as a reminder of what month I got what pen and ink. And then I just think that it's a nice little reminder that this year is the year that I started to grow my collection and kind of venture out with different types of inks, and is also kind of remember when I got which stuff. Okay, so you can see already there is a little bit of sheen, and the color does lighten up as it dries, so those are things to keep in mind. But that's your sample writing with the TWSBI Matcha. I'm very happy with it. Not too bad. You're definitely safe with the 160 GSM. But the other two, you might be able to do a double-sided letter on the Tomoe, but I wouldn't recommend it on the 28-pound paper. So there's our samples, our pen, and our ink. Ooh, I don't have the lid on that. That could have been terrible. There you have it. I hope that you've enjoyed this speedy swatch session and new pen, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.